And welcome into the Tortoise and Hare experience. You just heard the song Feel This by 9 Electric, who, guess what? They are right now in our green room, and we are going to be speaking with them in just a bit.
Yeah, isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
9 Electric rocks.
So the way we like to start off this show is by talking about an experience that we just had. Let me go first.
All right, go ahead.
So this is my first experience that I've had since I've last seen you.
All right. I'm scared.
No. There's no need to be scared. Here's the thing. I don't know when to leave parties. Now, just recently, me and you were at a CD release party.
We were.
And which that in itself is an experience, because I rarely party with Max. I don't know why. I don't know if it's our timeline or what.
We're busy people.
We are very busy people. So to see you there was really cool.
Right.
And it was getting late in the night, and I'm just like, dude, when do I leave this party? You know, because there are some people, and it was really weird because like this place was like a compound, and there are people outside just like mad dogging, looking in, you know, and you're just like, oh man, I don't want to leave and be a dick or anything like that, but like, you know, I want to sleep. I like to sleep, you know, and I said, hey, I always give myself a time. Say, hey, I'm going to stay here till 11 because after that I get really tired and I have to go to sleep. The band, of course, didn't go on till 11:30, so I stood just for a little bit, and then it was just like, oh, I gotta go. So that's been my experience, is trying to figure out when to leave.
Yeah. Well, you know, I always say leave before you die. That's it.
But you don't know when you're gonna die. You know,
if you feel the party is like going in a very bad direction, you just get out. Get out.
Here's
you still have something going on.
What I like to do too is I like to leave when the party is in full swing and
but you might miss like you know what happens when you do that is you miss somebody like a special guest coming up, and you know, like if you go to a 9 Electric show and they happen to have Wayne X, you know, come whatever, you know, jump up on stage and you miss it because you walked out early, you suck, right?
Yeah.
You hate that.
But at the same time, everyone's so in the middle of that party scene that it's easier to just kind of skedaddle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you could be like, oh, you don't remember when so and so was there? Oh yeah. I'm like, I was too wasted to remember. What are you talking?
Oh, that's terrible. See, you shouldn't drink. That's
okay.
What you get. That's what you get for drinking.
So what's been your experience?
My experience about hanging at a party?
No. Just an experience.
My experience
since we've last
lately?
seen each other.
Let's see what has happened this week. I live a crazy life, which is always good. Yesterday, I got a call from my manager's #1 client. Now, how is he my manager's #1 client? Shouldn't I be my manager's #1 client? Don Gibble, I believe that I should. Yeah. Well, I'm female and he's male, and you know, and he's hot and he's 19 and he's a little boxer. You know, kind of. His name is Mauricio. So so that's been my experience as of late. You know, getting upset with my manager.
But that's a common theme. I mean, a good manager is a manager that you're always going to be fighting with. You know,
is that true?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never had a fight with Don Gibble. He's fantastic.
Dump him immediately.
No, he's wonderful. He's wonderful. We've been dealing for the past year with this reality show that I'm doing with Lorenzo Lamas and Chuck Zito.
Oh no, are they fighting for like your love or something like that? It's always something stupid like that,
right?
You know?
Yeah, it's true. It's called Barn Bike Diaries, and it's about us riding across the country, looking for bikes and rebuilding them, because you know I ride motorcycles.
Right.
They do too. And so yesterday, our producer, who's Barry Cohen, he's a famous guy from like Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Friday the 13th and Forever Night, he sends me this email and says, you know, we finally signed our deal, and you know, everything's going through, and he needed Lorenzo to sign these papers and stuff. And this morning he gets a call from Lorenzo's new manager,
of course,
who obviously is an idiot, and says, oh, I don't want Lorenzo to do any reality. What? It's been a year.
Backing out.
It's been a year.
That's not cool.
And all of a sudden now,
that is totally not cool.
It's not cool.
That's not cool.
We're upset at his new female manager.
Of course.
But he should have stuck with Don Gibble, who would make the right decisions.
Well, that's what a manager's for. A manager is going to make the best decision for you. Not you. Me, I don't know if I need a manager because I make all the wrong decisions regardless.
Right,
but
yeah.
I do need somebody to say, hey, you need to do this, or just force me to do something.
Yeah.
Because I'm too much in the moment. I'm too much busy creating. To be like, oh, I need to, go to this event or whatever.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I'd rather be creating something.
Well, Don, he's funny because, I do so many different things and I just kind of run with the ball. And he'll call me every once in a while and go, what do you got going on? You doing everything the right way? Yeah, I'm doing it. All right, cool. I'll see you at the premiere. It's like that. So it's, I'm pretty easy client for him.
Okay.
Yeah,
Speaking of
easy.
premieres, let's premiere our guest who's been sitting here patiently. And how do you say your last name? Is it Hesse?
Hesse.
Hesse.
Yeah.
What is that, German?
German, yes.
Oh, I was very close. Nice. Are you a big beer fan?
I'm a beer fan, yes. Definitely.
Okay. Well, what's the beer that you're drinking right now?
I just drink regular American beer with Budweiser. I don't have any exotic stuff that I drink. So
Did you grow up here?
yes, I grew up in Pennsylvania, small town.
Me too.
Well, you can find Jameson on his website, jamesonhesse.com, and we're going to have the, on the show notes, the link to your website so
Great.
people can actually, some people are spelling, deficient these days, especially with the web, like for example, Tumblr, you would spell it with an E, but they're so cool that they leave the E out,
Oh, yeah.
They're so lazy.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, I think it too could be like with the whole domain thing and buying a domain. Maybe the E was taken and then they were just like, okay, we'll just get it without the R. And it turned out a lot cooler.
Yeah.
Okay, if you say so.
Well,
I don't agree.
you're actually a writer and what are you, director as well?
Filmmaker, yeah.
Filmmaker. I love it. And you actually just handed me a book, which is Whisper of Crows.
Yes.
Very nice. You know what? I got to read just right now, like 5 seconds ago, the first passage.
Cool.
And let's talk a little bit about that. It was somebody smart once said, so automatically that was probably a girl told you this, right?
That would be correct.
No. It's referring to a quote that Gautama Buddha once said.
Okay.
But it's the character who said it. I'm not saying it. The character saying it.
Right.
So.
And it says, that which is real is that which never changes. I found this passage, like I said, I read it for like a second and automatically, my mind started analyzing it and going into it. And it was really weird because I look at reality as a constant changing thing. Every day that you wake up is going to be a new day. There's not really anything that kind of stays the same except for, maybe your thought.
And that is what is real.
I just made that up right now. I just pulled that shit
You're
out of my...
brilliant.
No, I'm just kidding.
Now, the statement is basically saying that anything that changes constantly. We're sitting here right now, but we're not going to be sitting here. So really, this isn't real. This is all just an illusion. So the only thing that doesn't change is what you have inside you, that you thing that follows you everywhere, that you're
Right.
part of all the time. So that's basically what that quote means. It's kind of a Buddhist thing. I'm not a Buddhist, but that's what that is.
You're like, but Buddhists are pretty cool. They say pretty nice ththings.
So you had a fascination when you were younger with dinosaurs.
I did?
And, yeah. Well, this is what I read, so
Okay.
it's got to be true because I read it. Right? So you and your ex did a little dinosaur.
I used to dress up as a dinosaur. I was on this dinosaur tour called Dinosaur Legends.
Okay, so how did you forget that when I just brought up dinosaurs and you didn't even remember that
I'm thinking
you
like
dressed
I'm thinking
as
like
a
10-year-old
dinosaur?
kid. That was a little older kid at that time, but yeah.
Nice. And
Yeah.
with your experience with dinosaurs, did they affect you in that paleontologist kind of way where you're just really fascinated by
No, I
them,
just
or
like
were just
dinosaurs.
entertainment?
Yeah, just entertainment. Yeah,
Yeah, and it
the
was just-
dinosaur thing was totally different. That was a show that we used to dance and sing as dinosaurs for
Right.
the kids and stuff like that. It was a anti-drug message,
Very nice.
which was kind of funny at the time because it was probably my wildest days when I was doing that. An anti-drug message.
Did you get kicked a lot as a dinosaur?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
I have one of my brothers was a professional clown, And that was his biggest complaint, is he used to get beat up all the time.
I threw up in my costume once, too.
Ew.
Yeah. So that was,
Well, I didn't need to hear that. It was not necessary, but thanks. That was before your band?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was around the same time, like right before.
You had a couple bands, right?
Yeah.
So I know the last one was
Mary's Magnet.
Yeah, Mary's Magnet.
Yeah.
And you did a record with that?
Yeah, I did a record with them. Yeah. And then we kind of broke up soon after that and kind of got out of music after that.
No, you can't ever get
I'm
out
not
of
out of music. I just got out of commercial music.
Yeah.
Commercial. We're trying to make money at it,
And is that when you kind of went into writing? Because you have a few novels under your belt.
This is my first published novel.
Right.
So, yeah, I have other novels that are coming out this year, but this is my first published novel. But writing I've done all my life since I was a little kid. So.
It's real interesting that you bring up being a little kid, because I want to know if you believe in reincarnation.
Probably not in the sense that most people call it reincarnation.
Right.
I believe we're energy, and then when we die, we just go back to the source, and then the source spits us back out into another person. But I don't think it's any. I think we're all one once we leave our bodies. There's no individualism. I don't believe in that.
Because here's the thing. I know your father had passed away a month before you were born.
Yes.
And it's real interesting that, a lot of his traits kind of still passed on to you without you ever even knowing.
Yes.
So I was wondering if you feel that his energy is in you.
I think it's the influence, the genetic code is what passed on, like personality. I never met the guy, but everybody says I have the same personality. So that's a genetic code. That's not anything but that, really. So, and that's one of those things that are not real.
I don't know. For me, I feel like your energy is it just keeps going forever.
The energy never ceases to exist. So yeah.
Yeah. So because I'm a Reiki practitioner and I do regressive therapy, and when I go back with a client, I can feel what they lived before, and pretty much pinpoint what it was and how that's affecting them now. So do you feel like you carry any of that over?
I wouldn't be one to say. I tend to think. I'm very spiritual, but at the same time, I'm very logical, and I believe in science. And
I'm a big science fan.
I need to have. I've proved a lot of people wrong when it comes to psychic abilities and things like that. So I don't have a lot of faith in that, but I'm open to anything. If somebody could prove it to me, I would love it.
Well, you should book a session, because
I should. Really. I've done Reiki before, so I like it. It's very helpful.
It is. It's really helpful.
So is that what this new book is about? Whisper of Crows?
Actually, no, it's not about that statement. The reason why that statement is at the beginning is because it is about the boy is losing his mind in the book, and he's all throughout the book you don't know what's real. He doesn't know what's real. He doesn't know because he's hallucinating a lot of things. So by the end of the book, you have no clue really what the real thing is, and you're really not even left with knowing what's real. So that's the basis of the quote at the beginning.
Wow, you're just messing with our minds.
It's all mad trick.
Right? Are you a fan of messing with people's minds?
Yeah, I like to do that.
Do you mess with your friends all the time? You bastard. We need to be friends immediately.
The party that you never want to leave?
Yeah. No, I'll leave. I assure you. I'm going to leave.
So you had a problem when you were younger. I don't know. Well, was it a problem really with this nuclear radiation?
Yes, I believe 100% it was. I think it was a government cover-up. I have a lot of people that agree with me on that as well. You can Google that and see there's groups that all believe that, because everybody that was there in that area when I was a kid, they were contaminated. The government says just slightly, but the government, what they say, usually it's not exactly right.
Right.
But
How true is that?
Everybody felt was ill. I mean, people got ill. People they became sterile, and so yes. 100% I believe that we were all affected by that. The depression rate in my area where I grew up is higher than anywhere else in the country. So
wow, that's incredible. Yeah. It's so sad, how much toxic dumping that our government is doing,
and how they
we're not even realizing it
when it happens.
Yeah, they take no responsibility whatsoever, and everybody's lives are affected, and and generations, because when you're affected with these chemicals, it just constantly goes on and on. So that's why eating properly. And,
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I try to take the positive out of it too, and I always say that I don't think I'll ever get cancer because of my exposure to radiation.
Right, I read that about you. So you think that it's built up like this
Yeah,
shield,
kinda like the
this like magic
Incredible
superpower
Hulk.
here? Yeah.
When I get angry, I heal.
Well, do you turn green?
Some places.
Whoa.
Nice. Again,
That's
too much
private.
information for our listeners. Thank you.
Well, that's cool. Maybe you have become a superhero in a sense. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
Ma-
That's
ma-
how you got to look at it.
Yeah, maybe you should write a book about that. Like, think about it. Like, you get toxic on you, and then you're a superhero. I bet you nobody's ever thought of that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. There you go. He's going to be appearing at the Comic-Con.
Right?
Next year.
That'd be cool. Is this a dark book that you?
Very dark and very twisted.
I should not be
Right.
reading this in the dark either.
Well, it's hard to read in the dark.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Unless you're a superhero.
I like-
you're a turtle, though.
I am.
You can't do a lot of things.
I like reading in the dark. There's something about the lights off and just maybe a little lamp or just something.
Yeah.
To put your mind into
Oh, yeah.
that.
Yeah. Closes
theater.
you in. It's like an actor on stage with a spotlight.
Exactly.
Like,
I always romanticized about the book, The Never-Ending Story.
Yeah.
Who's reading the book? Is it Fred Savage or somebody
Yeah,
like
Fred
that?
Savage.
And he's just down there reading about Atreyu, and he's just like, you're just like, oh man, I want to.
Definitely, if you do that with this book, you should be a little careful with that because it can make you. There's a lot of scary parts of the book, but a lot of it's just really demented and twisted. I mean, that's kind of make you feel a little. Some places will make you want to go watch Disney after to clean your
Right.
brain off a little bit.
Now that might even dirty
I don't
it more.
know. Yeah, come on. We're talking about Disney here. That's all this hidden characters that are so creepy. Those
Right.
messages, like grim fairy tale, but disguised with ears.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Right.
Scary.
I went on your website, which let me plug that again, JamesonHesse.com, and I saw a trailer. Is this turning into a movie?
Yes,
already?
we've been working on the movie for the past couple years. We've been developing it, and recently I teamed up with James Wilder, the actor, and he's going to be playing one of the roles in the screenplay, and he's also helping produce the film, and we're going to kind of change it a little bit up. We're going to try to film it here in LA. So
Okay.
Hopefully, with
Good luck with all the permits and
That's
getting
I know.
raped and.
I know.
Sad.
I know.
But you should still film. That puts people.
Yes, you should still film, and you should talk to my manager, and you should cast me.
All right.
Just saying, while you're on my show.
I don't think
You're
so.
just putting it out there.
don't cast her.
There's a role in there you could do, definitely.
Awesome. Yay. Everybody heard that, right? Right?
I'm like, well, if you're
This is now.
casting Max, you got to cast me. That's just kind of the way it works.
There's probably a lot of roles for you because it's creepy. Here.
No, you know what? I just want to be a background guy. I just want to walk, and just be a background guy, or either that or sell ice cream.
That could be interesting.
What?
Yeah,
It's not-
because I get free ice cream. I'm like, pretend to sell it to kids, and then I'm, sneakily getting one and eating it. It's free ice cream.
That's how I got into the business. My very first film when I was 7 years old was called The Ice Cream Man. And I think we talked about this before on air. But there was an ice cream man who was poisoning everybody and stuff. So it was my first death scene, and it was really super creepy.
I love it. Your first role, and they kill you off.
That's right.
Brilliant.
Immediately. That's all right. I like to die.
Okay,
I'm
well,
good at dying.
I'll tell you what. We're going to take another break, and we are going to bring the guys from 9 Electric. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if you've heard of their music or not, but I think their music would be great for this film.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I could totally picture the two together.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm not saying I'm going to try to hook you guys up,
Yeah,
but
I'll have to listen to music. Definitely. I
please
haven't had a chance to
do.
that.
I really think it's going to go really well with this. Does this take place in a modern time, or is this kind
it's
of
modern. Well, it's timeless, really, but it's modern, recent history. Yeah.
Yeah. So and their music to be infused with this would be great. I'll tell you what. Let's hear a song of theirs so you can know what I'm talking about. Thank you again for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it,
Awesome.
definitely.